Here are my 7 exercises for lower body if you're an aging athlete like me. Everybody's got their opinion on what are the best lower body exercises. What I want to share with you from my training experience is, as a 36-year-old guy now who's got injury history, who has time constraints, these are going to be the 7 lower body exercises that I think give me the most bang for my buck, that are very safe, are very good for developing strength and for building muscle in the least time possible. So through all my training years, I'm going to condense them into my favorite 7, and I'm going to tell you what they are now. Exercise number 1, sled push. The reason I love a sled push is because you can use it, you can go really heavy and use it for strength. You can drop some weight off it and you can do it for longer distances, which really blows up your legs, which is really good for developing and getting some volume into your legs. And also as well, there's no axial loading, meaning there's no loading through your spine. So you can load it up really heavy. You don't need any sort of technical coaching to push a sled. You just keep your back flat and you just go. So it's such an easy lift for the amateur trainer if you're brand new coming into your training experience, or whether you're an experienced trainer like me. It's so easy to perform and you can manipulate the loads to develop strength or go lighter as well. So the sled push is a banker, and also it works your quads and your glutes, but you get a lot of calf activation in there because you're on the balls of your toes as well. So it's a really good all-round leg exercise, and I'll make sure I always have that in my leg routines. Exercise number 2 is a dumbbell RDL. The reason I love the dumbbell RDL is because by having it by dumbbells, you can manipulate your center of mass so you're not leaning over so much. The barbell is not the worst exercise in the world. It's a good exercise, but if you're an aging athlete like me, or you're new to the gym and you don't want to stress your lower back too much, the dumbbell RDL is a really good compromise. It's still really important to be able to hinge. I've got young kids. I got to bend down and pick stuff up all the time. We should all be strong in everyday life to be able to bend over and pick stuff up. So I call them resilience exercises. You want to be able to have resilience in your glutes, in your hamstrings, in your lower back, to be able to bend over and pick something up without worrying about injury. The belted squat. I love this one. If I was 10 years younger, I would have said back squat, but now if I try and back squat, sometimes the alpha in me comes out. I think I'm 24 again. I try and back squat and my back's annoying me for days after. I've got bulges in my discs, so I can't really do it. So I do the belted squat. Again, the reason belted squat is so nice is I can load up my legs the same way as I would with a back squat, but I'm not putting any pressure through my lower back, and I've got limited shoulder mobility as well. So I find it a little bit easier to do belted squat. I can really load up my legs. I'm not worrying about my lower back giving in during a 6 to 8 rep set. And I just find I get the same benefits and I get all the growth that I would get from a back squat, but I get it from a belt, which is much safer and it doesn't annoy my lower back, importantly, because I have a life to live after the gym and I got to go home, I got to work, I got to play with my kids, and I don't want to be worrying about a tight lower back. Next exercise, leg press. The reason I love the leg press is I can load it with 2 legs, I can load it with 1 leg, but again, I'm keeping off my lower back. I'll train my lower back with other exercises. I mentioned dumbbell RDL, and even in an upper body session, you can do some pulling exercises which include your lower back. So I'm not hiding completely away from training my lower back, I'm just hiding from overloading it, particularly at my age. Too much stimulus in my lower back is going to annoy me. Leg press, you can flood your legs with volume, you can train it for strength, and you do not have to worry about your lower back. Obviously, you always keep good form. You still want to keep your chest out and you want to keep your spine nice and neutral throughout the whole lift. But I just find you can load weight. It's easy to jump on and jump off. It's easy to administer. And similar again, you might recognize this as a common trend, but minimizing the risk of injury is my #1 priority as I get older. How can I train close to failure without annoying any joints? And leg press allows me to do that. Next exercise, Bulgarian split squat. It would be my #1. I hate it the most and I love it the most, but I hate it and I love it because 1, it's so tough, but it gives me the most return on my time investment. It's such a hard exercise. I actually don't program it for more than 6 reps. If you programmed it for 8 reps, because it's a single leg exercise, you do right leg, then left leg. If I programmed it for someone for 8 to 10 reps, you can be in that position for 16 to 20 reps. If you've worn a heart rate monitor and you're doing Bulgarian split squat, doing 20 reps and above, your heart rate will skyrocket to 140, 160. It almost becomes cardio. It's not enjoyable, but I get massive growth stimulus out of it from even just 6 reps when you perform it under good control. So I love the Bulgarian split squat, really good for knee control, really good for glutes, hamstrings, quads. It covers almost everything in one movement. So if there's only one, the number one would be Bulgarian split squat, but that has to be an absolute staple in anybody's training plan, whether you're an athlete, whether you're aging, whether you just want to build muscle. Bulgarian split squat, in my humble opinion, is the number one leg exercise that you could do. Exercise number 6 is going to be Nordics. The reason I like Nordics is we need something to focus on just our hamstrings. Yes, we get hamstring stimulus when you do squats and when you do Bulgarian split squats, but I want to isolate it a little bit more now, hamstrings and glutes, and you get that with the Nordic. Again, how can I load my hamstrings without overloading my lower back? And that's why I think Nordics is a great one. It's a really tough exercise, so if you're starting this new, just worry about just the downward phase, and as soon as it starts like it's feeling like it's going to probably hurt, just release. Don't worry about when you get super strong, you see people going down and they bring themselves back up. Just focus on the eccentric phase to begin with. You can use a band to help you do that as well, but I find it's a very safe way to overload the hamstrings. I'd only begin with maybe 1 or 2 sets if you're brand new to this, and then as you become more experienced with the exercise and you build better resilience there, you'll be able to tolerate maybe 3 and 4 sets without having too much soreness in the days to come. But very safe exercise to develop glutes and hamstrings, and that's the exercise I'm going to pick just to focus on that posterior chain. Last exercise, I've isolated the glutes and hamstrings. Now I want to flip to the anterior part of my legs, the front, and I want to focus on my quads. There's only one really to go for, and that's the quad extension. It's so easy. You can just sit there, you can just focus on just ripping it up. You can go heavy, you can go high reps, but it's easy. You can just jump on. You're not going to cause any injury. You don't need to be taught how to do the movement. It's so easy. You just extend in your knee. I just find it's such a good way, and it's probably the one exercise that I can really find a juicy pump and just purely focus on just the quadriceps, not have to worry about anything else. You're not worrying about balance like you are with a Bulgarian split squat. It's just you can just focus on just moving your leg and just isolating those quadriceps, and to do a leg extension, single leg or double leg, whatever you like, I find is the perfect way of doing that. Now they're my 7 exercises. Now don't get me wrong, there's lots of other brilliant exercises out there that you could do, but if we want to build muscle, build strength, minimize the risk of injury, they're the ones that I would pick. It'd be great to know what your opinion is. Pop them in the comments below. We'd love to know what exercises you would pick and what videos you would like to see in the future. But from an SW7 Academy perspective, if you look at our Built for Life program, which is developing athletes who are probably 30 years onwards, who want time efficient training, want to minimize the risk of injury, but want to get the most adaptation that they want, you will find those exercises in that program.